Okay, cool. Hey, imaginary friends, Mild Kratz. I'm playing just one of my favorites tonight. You know, I've been worrying a lot about what you guys want to see on the channel, on the stream probably, and it's not as though I don't care about those sort of things. I certainly do, but I don't know. I'm gonna do some stuff for me too, so I'm gonna play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Just because I can. You'll notice that I've picked Michelangelo because he's something of a party dude, and so am I. Just immediately made the realization, if anyone does end up watching this tonight, which is unlikely, don't expect the best interactivity of comments, just because this game is pretty intense. It doesn't really matter. I think if anyone tunes into a stream like this, it's mostly just for the music. That's what I loved about this game. I don't know if this guy is dropping the giant bowling balls from the ceiling, but I wish he would stop. Probably the worst part of this level. And if asked about this, let's pretend that I'm playing it for, like, I don't know, I'm sure Michael Bay is destroying this franchise with another movie by now, so I'm playing it in anticipation of that. Mostly I just love the Ninja Turtles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do some, like, while I don't have any comments or anyone really watching, I'm just gonna provide some did you know type facts about the Ninja Turtles, because I figure why not. I know a few accessory things about the Ninja Turtles. Obviously, they're all named after Italian Renaissance painters like Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. I already said that one. Leonardo, like Leonardo da Vinci, but a lot of people knew that. But they're also a Daredevil spin-off comic. I don't know how many people knew that. And they're actually kind of a parody of Daredevil too. But supposedly the Ninja Turtles were born of the same ooze that Matt Murdock let out of a truck that was hit by, you know, whatever. Like, the truck that created Matt Murdock also created the Ninja Turtles. That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm also trying to play this game. You know, in terms of strategy for this game, don't pick Michelangelo. Pick Donatello, because he's got, like, the stick, and he can do that, like, awesome... I think every character can do it. It can do, like, the throw move. But that one's pretty awesome. Or pick Raphael, because he has, like, that spinning attack kick, which is pretty awesome. Michelangelo is fine. I don't know. He's probably honestly the worst of the four. Just because I think even Leonardo has, like, a, you know, his weapon is better. Don't blame the turtle, though. You know, a poor video game player blames their character. It's like their tools. I hated these guys. I mean, I still do. I haven't, like, grown out of it or anything. Worst part of this level, though. Seriously, worst part of this game, potentially. Definitely worst part of this level. I didn't really want to use, you know, a rest on this level. I felt like I was better than that, but I'm also pretty rusty. Hey, April. There's this guys with the guns. At least they're like terrible shots. They're like the original Stormtroopers. Well, I guess this Stormtroopers predate these guys. And rock steady, right? Yeah. It's like a news. I think you fight Bebop in the next level. Frustrating. Alright. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. So, here's the thing. This is an adaptation, I believe. I believe this came out secondary to the arcade game, right? It's like basically a port, which we're all, you know, familiar with ports now, but we didn't used to get ports very often. And so, like, this is a pretty crazy, faithful port of this game, considering, like, the technical limitations of putting, you know, an arcade cabinet game onto an NES cartridge. Oh, yes. I always love that feeling when you hit that guy. This might be one of the few times. Well, okay, so I owned the arcade cabinet actual port version on Xbox 360, and like I played that a decent amount, right? But this might be the only time I think I've ever played this particular version of this game by myself. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if they scaled the difficulty to be more than, you know, for 1 or 2 players, but it definitely feels like they don't. I mean, it kind of works out because, you know, you're otherwise trying to fight over health items and things like that, and there's no one to fight over with if I'm just playing with myself. I'm going to consider this an exercise in, like, you know, practicing saying stuff while also playing a game that's way too intense to provide commentary for. I'm trying to, like, up my YouTuber level. Increase my stock in the power rankings. Oh man. That guy might as well have been a mini boss for as much difficulty as I had with him. Alright, here comes the skateboarder girl. I believe. Oh, not yet. Not yet. Alright, just knocked me out of the pizza. Oh, right, so I was talking about how this is like a spin-off series from Daredevil, right? And some of the evidence of that... Hey! Alright, get out of here. Some of that is evidenced by these guys right here. So they're named the Foot, or the Foot Clan, right? And in Daredevil, the ninjas that attack Daredevil all the time are called the Hand. I was at a stalemate with that dude for a little while, because I can actually, like, deflect, or not really deflect, but repel his boomerang, like, destroy it, and he just kept throwing it and throwing it and throwing it down. These Pizza Hut signs fall down and can kill you, so I'm trying not to let that happen. Well, not like insta-kill you, but they don't feel good if they fall on you, which I always thought was weird. Well, first of all, as you can see maybe on the thumbnail for this game, this game came with like a free personal pan pizza if you bought it, but which was kind of a cool, like, you know, tie-in for the characters. The characters are, you know, love pizza and that sort of thing. But I always thought it was weird advertising to have Pizza Hut be like, you know, a poster on the wall, but it could also like hurt you. It's like it could potentially kill you. So then wouldn't that create kind of a negative association with your brand? Alright. I don't anticipate dying here. I mean, I probably will. This is... Alright, I am to the point where I'm fighting Bebop, though. And this is where I could potentially die. So, if that happens, I might do another run of this. I'm probably gonna do it as Raphael. See if I fare any better, and then I don't know. I'm just kind of playing this for funsies, like I said. So that might be the end of things. Maybe, maybe not. I was trying to get like my super move off there. All right, killing it. Wow, I am getting destroyed. There we go. That's all I've been trying to do is that one super move this whole time. And that's game over. Hurts so good. I'm gonna end because I want to pick up Raphael. Man, and this character selection screen music, magnifique. I just love it. And by the way, like, I feel like in terms of pop culture, in terms of like the zeitgeist of popularity for these characters, I would say Leonardo's probably the favorite. I'd say, like, if you were polling America, say, hey, who's your favorite turtle? I would say Leonardo's probably everyone's favorite, then Michelangelo, then Raphael, then Donatello. So I actually like kind of the two that I would consider to be right in the middle. Michelangelo I like quite a bit just because he's a party dude. He's like he's either the actual funny one and you think he's funny, or he's the one who's perpetually trying to be funny. And I can relate to that. I also like Raphael because, I don't know, like, he's cool but rude, as they say. If you're playing, like, I think it's harder to see, obviously, one at a time, playing the turtles one at a time. Oh, he doesn't have the roll until 3. This is a critical mistake. Okay, but, so, if you're playing the game, I don't know, with, like, one of your older brothers, in my case, you'll notice the turtles actually do have, like, a slightly different shade per turtle, I think. I know we owned this game when we were kids. Well, no, I don't think we owned it, but I think we rented it pretty consistently from the video store down the road. The one I think we owned was the really terrible first version, or first game, just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think also by Ultra. And that game was terrible. It was just painfully difficult. And anyone who's played it knows that it sparked most people's hatred for water levels in video games. There was a level where you had to defuse, I think, either 4 or 5 bombs in, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. And this level's like notorious basically for if you were somehow at 4 turtles going into that game, you would lose at least 2 or 3 of them in just that level. It's just punishingly difficult. Like, needlessly difficult, too. I mean, I don't know. So many other parts of the game are already so cryptic and mysterious and just difficult. Like, there's no need to do that. So in the world of the Ninja Turtles, like, in their collective, I don't know, canon, you would say that Raphael is, like, the most proficient fighter, right? But it's weird. In this game, I think his weapon is actually the only one that's less effective than Michelangelo's. So, I mean, he might just be worse. So this move, that's a one-shot kill. If you can... Alright, I don't think I've ever been killed by the bowling balls before. If you can pull that off, that's what you want to do every time. But it's kind of tricky. I know I'm saying it's tricky, even though I just did it like 10 times in a row. But it was... I don't know, like... It's one of those things your friend would be over and be trying to explain to you how to do the move, and they're like, nah, you gotta kind of like press the buttons. It's like basically press them both at the same time, but that doesn't actually work. Like you have to kind of press them sequentially, one right after the other, but it's very precise. Obviously well worth it though, if you can pull it off and actually like, because it just one-shots these guys. And it does like a crazy amount of damage to the bosses, I think, too. There we go. As much as I'm remembering this game, I think I actually might have played TMNT 3 as much or more. And that was one, I don't know, both of these games are just fantastic though. And you know what's kind of stupid is like, I don't know, so there are levels later on where you're like riding a skateboard or something, you know? And like, only when you're a kid and you don't realize that the idea that you're on a skateboard is inherently not different than the fact that you're kind of just like moving around in this game doesn't occur to you until you're much older. And like, I don't know, it's definitely just awesome to be riding on a skateboard. There we go. I sprung the trap that time. I'm also already down one rest. I'm doing significantly worse than I was playing as Michelangelo. Alright, well that much was better. Cool. Alright, let's see if I can polish off Rocksteady here before he gets too many hits on me. Before he takes my rest, preferably. Okay, not a great start. I missed with the super swing. I wonder if it's possible, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure someone's done it, to go through this game like a perfect run, not getting hit once. I don't know, people practice things until, you know, they're blue in the face. I'm sure it is possible. I'm sure it already is on the internet, and I'll probably look it up after this, but man, this game, like, it definitely plays like the arcade game, at least in terms of difficulty. I'm not even going to beat Rocksteady, and then I'm going to have to, like, hang my head in shame. Ugh. There we go. That was pretty close, though. A little too close for comfort. Oh, man. Come on, after that shredder creep. I feel like there was ample time to get to that window, and I felt like really I was there, so I may have just like let him go. I would definitely be considered an accomplice if that was like, you know, on tape, for as much as I didn't stop that and could have. Okay. This game is making my hands sweaty. Oh. I think in the arcade game that goes either direction, so that's confusing. Maybe I was thinking of that. Sorry, in the arcade cabinet. Because this is still the arcade game. It says so, well, not in the thumbnail, I guess in the thumbnail, but I can't see the thumbnail. I can just see the feed. That's pretty impressive. Pretty sure that dude, I don't remember if he punched me or kicked me, but I think he punched me. He punched me so hard I flew up an entire story. Hey, what up, baby? Alright, get out of here. If you're wondering which Ninja Turtle she doesn't get scared by, it's none of them. Well, actually, she only gets scared if you, like, you know, swing your weapon. She isn't particularly affectionate towards any of them. Having a better understanding of game development as an adult, I'm very curious as to, like, I mean, I don't know, it's just like a, maybe it's one of those, like, moment maker type things, but why is that person in this game? Like, it's them using, you know, actual physical disc or like cartridge resources to put them in there, and they don't serve any purpose. But at the same time, that's obviously something I remember about this game, and I remember it coming up and that sort of thing. So, like, I don't know, it was successful in making the game more memorable for me. At the same time, I don't feel like I wouldn't like this game, you know, any less if she wasn't in the game. So I don't know what I'm trying to say here necessarily. Her presence is a weird use of, like, unnecessary assets. Unless, well, I guess technically, if I am correct about this being the port of the arcade game, they probably had to do it because it was in the arcade cabinet. Although they really, like, have to is a strong word. You know, obviously these two fight very similar, Rocksteady and Bebop, but I feel like for whatever reason, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, like, Bebop's just way harder. Alright, let's go one more time, and I'm gonna pick Donatello this time. Well, yeah, because I think he's got that really cool... He might be the only person who has a different thing, which is like his super thing is that he flips people. Or I'm wrong, and that's Turtles 3 again. But I don't know. I almost don't like Leonardo because of how much everyone else loves Leonardo. I know that that's not fair, but I don't care. Oh, weird. Never mind. It looked like he had the bow staff in like 2 pieces. Yeah, if you'll notice, like, he's a darker shade of green, I think, than either Michelangelo or Raphael. It's kind of like a cool... I don't know, like, it adds a level of uniqueness to the characters. I used to be, I want to say, not really good, but definitely decent at this game. I remember my older brothers, I think, beat this game, but I definitely made it to the Technodrome. I mean, probably along with one of my brothers, but still. It's still an achievement with 2 turtles. I feel like you just gotta always be on the offensive. Maybe that's the thing I'm learning here. It's like always be attacking. ABC, always be clobbering. And then also always be ABN, which like is that super move. I think I was given some bad information at one point, and I don't know by who, that like that move takes some of your life bar? That's obviously not true. These aren't even like any of the special colored guys, it's just purple. So I don't know, I guess like, I mean, even in the, I think even in the cartoon and stuff, the Foot Clan was almost always wearing purple, right? So I never really thought about this, but it would be like if the Ninja Turtles were the Crips and the Bloods, and like, I don't know, bad examples because I don't know, like the red and blue, I think, but like imagine you're wearing your other gang's colors like all the time, and it's like your uniform. I would think he would pick any other color but purple. Although, I don't know, like, it seems to me that in different iterations of, I don't know, the comics and stuff, they all had red masks, right? Like, at least initially. And then maybe it became a thing of like, hey, it's hard to tell these characters apart, can you please give them some type of identification? And that's probably where the bandanas of different colors came in. Come on. Wow. It's taking a red hot butt beating right now. Seriously? That was some grade A foolishness right there. I'm wondering at this point, having played at least 3 of the Turtles and not noticing a lot of difference between the characters, like, at least in this game, was it mostly a preference in just like which turtle you liked? I mean, I don't know. Like, Donnie should have the largest weapon by a lot, you know, like in terms of range and reach and that sort of thing, but I don't think his weapon actually goes any further than the others. Yeah, and objectively speaking, at this point, the turtle I was doing the best with was probably Michelangelo. Also, I'm not sure if I used objectively right, or if I was supposed to say subjectively there. I confuse those two a lot, so do most people. But I think the intelligent thing for me to do would be not to use the word until I know which one I meant. Whew. Oh, that wasn't a one-shot kill. I don't think that'd be a one-shot. It's kind of lame that it's not, frankly. I think that's easier to time in this game, because I remember it being at least slightly more difficult in the arcade game, which in a way makes sense because it might run at a different speed. It's like you might have a more precise frame you have to land that on. You know, and you look at games like this, and I kind of wonder, is the intellectual property what carries this game and makes it that much better? Or is it a good game? Like, if this was a game with any other characters, would I like it as much? Because what it seems like, in a way, and this is, people are going to say this is heresy if they end up making it at this point. Like, this game is pretty much in many ways, this game is a lot like Bayou Billy, which is a game that would be, I don't know, it's night. Hey, baby, what's up? Is night and day different in a lot of aspects, and especially in people's receptions of the game. People hate that one. People love this one. But I mean, they're not inherently that much different. Something that makes this game for me is the music. In both the arcade cabinet and this game, the music is outstanding. And I don't know, that definitely helps a game a lot more than people realize. I think it adds to a good time if you get some good tunes pumping in. Get some real hiccups now. Oh, okay. My cartridge must be like dusty or something. Because I have the cartridge in right now. That was kind of funny. Wow, this is like embarrassing. It's alright. I'm just gonna get my my buns handed to me real quick here. Actually, he might be a little bit easier to fight in slow motion. Nope, not apparently. He's got like a weirder or harder to hit, like just hitbox, I think, than Rocksteady. Like, I feel like I should be connecting with him a lot of these times, and I'm just not. I guess it would make sense that the Pigman would be like the thinner of the two. Well, that's what the first two levels of this game look like, just so you know. I think that's going to do it for this stream, because it ended up getting a lot more embarrassing in so many different ways than I thought it would. So, alright, I've enjoyed doing this, and we'll see if anyone ever even watches it, besides my one faithful viewer. Thanks for stopping by. I've been Mild Kratz, and I will see you next time.